Have you ever found yourself thinking about death more than you used to? Maybe it's because you've lost a friend or loved one recently, or perhaps it's just that as we get older, the reality of our own mortality becomes more apparent. It's completely natural to feel a bit afraid or anxious about death, especially in our later years. But what if I told you that this fear can actually be a gift? A gift that, when embraced, can help you live more fully and richly than ever before? You see, when we confront our fear of death, we're forced to think about what truly matters to us. What have we accomplished? What do we still want to do? Who do we want to be? This introspection can lead to profound changes in how we live our lives. In this video, we're going to explore 4 powerful ways to live more fully in your later years, even if you're afraid of death. These aren't just theoretical ideas. They're practical strategies that you can start implementing today to enhance your quality of life and find greater satisfaction in every day. So, stick with me until the end, because these tips could change the way you approach the rest of your life. Let's begin with the first way: finding joy in the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past, but when we focus on the here and now, we can experience life more deeply. One way to do this is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to the present moment without judgment. You can start with just a few minutes a day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Notice how your chest rises and falls with each breath. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. There are many ways to practice mindfulness. You can try guided meditations, available on apps like Headspace or Calm, or join a local mindfulness group. If you prefer something more active, consider yoga or Tai Chi, which combine movement with mindfulness. You can also practice mindfulness during everyday activities. For example, when you're eating your favorite meal, take a moment to really taste each bite. Notice the flavors, the textures. Or when you're outside, pay attention to the sounds of birds, the feel of the sun on your skin. These small acts of mindfulness can bring a lot of joy. I remember when I first started practicing mindfulness, I was feeling anxious about the future, and a friend suggested I try meditation. At first, I was skeptical, but after just a few sessions, I felt calmer, more centered. It helped me appreciate the small things in life that I had been taking for granted, like the warmth of a morning coffee or the smile of a neighbor. Another powerful practice is gratitude. Taking time each day to reflect on what you're grateful for can shift your perspective from what's missing in your life to what's already there. You can keep a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things you're thankful for each day. It could be something as simple as a good book, a kind word from a friend, or a beautiful sunset. Research has shown that people who regularly practice gratitude experience greater happiness, improved physical health, and even better sleep. Second, wind movement. So, why not give it a try? Start small, maybe by thinking of one thing you're grateful for before bed, and see how it transforms your outlook. Now that we've explored how to find joy in the present, let's move on to the second way: pursuing your passions and purpose. As we age, it's crucial to stay engaged and active, both mentally and physically. Finding activities that bring you joy and give you a sense of purpose can greatly enhance your quality of life. First, think about what you love to do. It could be hobbies you've always enjoyed, like gardening, painting, or playing music. Or perhaps there's something new you've always wanted to try, like learning a language or taking up dancing. The key is to find activities that make you lose track of time, that make you feel alive and fulfilled. These are your passions. But it's not just about hobbies. It's also about finding a sense of purpose. Purpose can come from many places: volunteering for a cause you care about, mentoring younger generations, or simply being there for your family and friends. Let me share a story of a friend who, at 70, decided to take up painting. She had always loved art, but never had the time when she was working. Now, in her retirement, she's flourishing, creating beautiful pieces, and even selling some at local art fairs. It's never too late to follow your dreams. Another example is my neighbor, who volunteers at the local animal shelter. He says spending time with the animals gives him a sense of purpose and joy that he didn't find in his previous job. I've seen how pursuing passions can transform lives. My grandmother, in her 80s, started writing her memoirs. She had always loved writing, but never had the time. When she finally sat down to write, she found it incredibly fulfilling, and she even got her stories published in a local magazine. It gave her a new lease on life. To help you get started, here are a few questions to ask yourself. What did I love doing as a child? What activities make me lose track of time? What causes do I care deeply about? Answering these questions can help you identify your passions and purpose. Studies show that having a sense of purpose is linked to longer life, better health, and greater resilience. Psychology Today. Once you've identified your passions and purpose, make a plan to incorporate them into your daily life. Set small, achievable goals, like signing up for a painting class or volunteering once a week. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Remember, it's never too late to start something new or deepen your commitment to what you love. Now that we've covered how finding joy in the present and pursuing your passions can help you live more fully, let's continue our journey towards living a richer, more meaningful life. Another crucial aspect of living fully in our later years is nurturing our relationships. As we age, our social circles might naturally shrink. Friends move away, loved ones pass on, or we might find ourselves less mobile. But the quality of our relationships becomes even more important. Human connection is a powerful antidote to the fear of death. Research, like a study published in BMC Geriatrics, shows that meaning in life and self-esteem, often strengthened through social interactions, are linked to lower levels of death anxiety. In other words, the more connected we feel to others, the less we tend to fear what lies ahead. As Helen Keller beautifully put it, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. This is especially true in our later years, when the support of others can make all the difference. So, how can you build and maintain these vital connections? Start with the people already in your life. Make it a habit to reach out to family and friends regularly. A simple phone call, a handwritten note, or a visit over coffee can go a long way in strengthening those bonds. If you're feeling isolated or want to expand your circle, consider joining groups that align with your interests. Maybe there's a local book club, a gardening group, or a senior center offering classes or activities. These settings provide opportunities to meet new people who share your passions. Volunteering is another fantastic way to connect. Whether it's helping at a community center, tutoring kids, or working at an animal shelter, giving back not only fosters relationships, but also boosts your sense of purpose. In today's world, technology can also help you stay connected. Social media platforms, video calls, or online forums related to your hobbies can keep you engaged, especially if getting out is challenging. For example, I know someone who joined an online photography group and now shares tips and photos with people from all over the world. It's given her a renewed sense of community. Research backs this up. Older adults with strong social networks often report lower rates of depression and anxiety, and some studies even suggest they live longer. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. After losing her husband, she felt incredibly alone, and thoughts of death started to weigh heavily on her. On a whim, she joined a local knitting circle. Not only did she pick up a new skill, but she also made close friends who now meet weekly to knit, chat, and laugh. Margaret says those meetings have given her a reason to get up in the morning, and her fear of death has faded as her life feels fuller. Now, let's talk about the fourth way to live more fully: reflecting on your legacy and what you still want to contribute. It's natural to think about what we'll leave behind as we age, and this reflection can be incredibly empowering. It's not about achieving fame or fortune. It's about the impact you've had on others, no matter how small. As Maya Angelou wisely said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." Focusing on the positive ways you've touched lives can bring a deep sense of peace and purpose, helping to ease fears about mortality. You might start by writing down your life stories. Create a family history book or record your voice, sharing memories for your grandchildren. These acts preserve your experiences and give younger generations a sense of their roots. Mentoring is another powerful way to contribute. Sharing your skills or wisdom with someone younger, whether it's teaching a craft, offering career advice, or just listening, can be incredibly rewarding. Community service is also a great option. Volunteering at a local school, helping at a food bank, or supporting environmental initiatives allows you to make a difference right now. A Time article notes that many older adults find comfort in seeing themselves as part of something larger that will outlive them, like their family, community, or contributions to society. This perspective can shift your focus from fear of death to gratitude for the life you've lived. Reflecting on your legacy can also be a creative and joyful process. Consider making a scrapbook of your favorite memories, starting a blog to share your insights, or even planting a garden that will bloom for years to come. These activities not only leave a mark, but also give you a sense of accomplishment today. I have a friend who, at 75, started volunteering at a local library, reading to children. She says seeing their faces light up makes her feel like she's making a difference, and it's given her a new sense of purpose. Every small act counts, and together, these efforts create a legacy of love and impact. Before we continue, I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart if you could take a moment to like this video and leave a comment if you find it helpful. Your support means so much to me, and it helps others discover this content. I'd love to hear your thoughts or stories about how you're staying connected or building your legacy. By nurturing your relationships and reflecting on your legacy, you can turn your fear of death into a powerful motivator for living fully. These steps remind us that life is about connection and contribution, no matter our age. Thank you for watching this part, and I'll see you in the next one. As we approach the end of our journey together, I want to share with you the fourth and final way to live more fully in your later years, even if you're afraid of death. Reflecting on your legacy. What is a legacy? It's not just about leaving behind material wealth or possessions. A legacy is about the impact you've had on the world, the lives you've touched, and the values you've passed on. It's about the stories you've lived and the wisdom you've gained over the years. Reflecting on your legacy can be a powerful way to find meaning and purpose in your life. It can help you shift your focus from fear of death to appreciation for the life you've lived and the difference you've made. One way to reflect on your legacy is to write down your life stories. You can create a family history book, record your voice sharing memories, or even start a blog to share your insights with others. These acts not only preserve your experiences, but also give younger generations a sense of their roots and the values that have shaped your family. Another way is to mentor younger individuals. Whether it's teaching a craft, offering career advice, or just listening to their concerns, sharing your wisdom can be incredibly rewarding. It allows you to pass on your knowledge and make a positive impact on someone else's life. Volunteering is also a great way to create a legacy. By giving back to your community, you're not only helping others, but also leaving a mark that will outlive you. Whether it's helping at a local school, supporting environmental initiatives, or working at an animal shelter, every act of kindness counts. Research shows that older adults who engage in these kinds of activities often report lower levels of death anxiety and higher levels of well-being. For example, a study published in BMC Geriatrics found that meaning in life and self-esteem are negatively correlated with death anxiety, meaning that the more meaning and self-esteem you have, the less you fear death. Moreover, reflecting on your legacy can help you see yourself as part of something larger that will continue after you're gone. This perspective can bring comfort and peace, knowing that your contributions will endure. Let me share a story with you. I know a woman named Clara, who is in her 80s. After retiring, she felt a bit lost and started thinking a lot about death. Then, she decided to start writing her memoirs. As she wrote, she realized how much she had accomplished and how many lives she had touched. She even published her book and shared it with her family and friends. Now, she says that writing her memoirs has given her a new lease on life and reduced her fear of death significantly. Another example is my neighbor, who volunteers at the local library. He reads to children and helps them with their homework. He says that seeing their smiles and knowing that he's making a difference makes him feel like he's leaving a legacy that will last. So, how can you start reflecting on your legacy? Here are a few steps you can take. Start by writing down your life stories. Think about the key moments in your life, the lessons you've learned, and the values that have guided you. Consider mentoring someone younger. It could be a family member, a friend's child, or even someone in your community. Look for volunteering opportunities that align with your interests and skills. There are many organizations that would love to have your help. Get creative. Start a scrapbook, plant a garden, or create art that will bring joy to others. Remember, it's never too late to start creating your legacy. Every small act counts, and together, these efforts can create a lasting impact. Now, as we wrap up this video, I want to summarize the 4 ways we've discussed to live more fully in your later years, even if you're afraid of death. Find joy in the present through mindfulness and gratitude. Pursue your passions and purpose. Build strong relationships with family, friends, and community. Reflect on your legacy and what you still want to contribute. These strategies are not just theoretical. They're practical steps you can take today to enhance your quality of life and find greater satisfaction in every day. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a motivational message. Remember, aging is a natural part of life, and it's okay to feel afraid sometimes. But don't let that fear hold you back from living fully. Instead, use it as a motivator to make the most of the time you have left. Small changes can make a big difference in your health and happiness. So, take that first step today, whether it's practicing mindfulness, pursuing a passion, reaching out to a friend, or starting to write your life story. And don't forget, you're never alone in this journey. There are many resources and communities out there that can support you. So reach out, connect, and keep growing. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. If you did, please like this video and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts or stories about how you're living fully in your later years. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. I'm here to support you on your journey, and I look forward to sharing more tips and insights with you in the future. Here's to living your best life at any age. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.